place.
Oh, it's amazing in here right now.
We got people standing up. We got tour shirts. This must be what Avril Lavigne feels like every night. Every night of the week. She must feel like this. No, you know, we need to really rock star it up tonight. Right?
It's that kind of joint.
This is a rock club. If by the end of the night, Joe isn't holding back Matthew's hair while he pukes into the toilet, while Skid's doing bumps off of Grant's ass, and I'm driving a Rolls Royce into the Omni Hotel pool. If we haven't done that, then this whole business has been a failure. I will shut it down.
You will shut the whole thing down if Skid is not doing bumps off of Grant's ass?
Listen, I can promise. I can guarantee.
Dangerous.
For Berger 2020, Skid will do bumps off of my ass. That's a promise I can make to the people of Indiana and the people of the United States of America.
You know what? I don't condone drug use, but new Patreon goal?
Can't I just do a single line? Because I don't want to keep going back onto his ass. I just want to do it once and get it over with.
We'll discuss it backstage after the show.
Grant has been working out.
He has.
That's true.
In case
He's
you
in
haven't
much better
noticed.
shape.
He's been soul cycling like a motherfucker.
Yeah. What a way to start off Gen Con week, huh? Because of course, I told Joe, stupidly, my travel plans a few months ago. He got on my plane and all of our flights got canceled.
We've never flown together before.
Classic O'Brien luck. I was like, Joe, I was making jokes. I'm like, I'll be in first class. I'll see you in the last row. All our flights got canceled. All of our flights, except Mr. Natural 17 over here, Grant Berger. He's the only asshole that made it to Indianapolis last night, and I'm laying in bed last night.
We were on the same plane, and I didn't make it. You didn't make it. Unbelievable.
Only Grant. I'm laying in bed last night, and I'm like, I just picture him in our Airbnb, 5-bedroom Airbnb, all by himself, just rubbing his dick on our pillows. I assume that's what he does when we're not around.
Joe called me today and was like, "What's up, buddy? I'm in Detroit right now, or Atlanta, and so I assume you're doing naked yoga in the living room." And I said, "Excuse me, I am wearing underpants." How dare you?
I always assume the worst with you. You know, so I got up at most of us got up at 5 a.m. today. We're all wired as hell. I flew to Boston. Go Sox. Hung out there for 3 hours, made it to Indy, and the whole time I'm thinking, I'm pissed because we missed a whole day of Gen Con, so I'm pissed about that. I'm pissed that I missed my flight. But I'm also just I just want to make show. I just want to make show.
Show.
I just want to make show.
Your wish has been granted.
Troy, you made show.
You made
I
show.
did it.
Look.
I did it. Sorry. I'm slurring my words. I did a bump off of Grant's ass earlier. No, I'm obviously, I want to get to Gen Con. I don't want to miss a day of Gen Con. I want to hang out with my buddies and not have to only focus about work. But mainly, I want to make sure that we put on a hell of a show for this sold-out crowd. I want to make sure that we not only entertain them, but we change their life. Tonight. So here we are, and our only goal is to change your life tonight. And if that doesn't happen, I'm sorry, there's no refund.
Well, no, it's okay. If we can only change one person's life,
just one,
that is not enough because we have to change them all.
Troy, you've changed my life.
That's true.
In what way?
Very negatively.
I was really hoping that would take a positive turn.
I used to have more hair. I used to have less anxiety. I used to be a kinder person.
Wait, you too? I have so much more anxiety since I've been friends with him.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah. It just radiates off me.
It really does. You infect people with it.
So thank you, Troy. You changed my life.
You're welcome, if that's what you're getting around to. Let me tell you a little story, friends, because we're all friends here. Not Grant. But about 8 months ago, our talent manager, our booking agent, was like, we were talking about doing shows at Gen Con. He's like, what if you guys did 2 shows at Gen Con? And I laughed and I laughed. I laughed because I was worried about, for one thing, having to prep multiple shows. I can't just show up and learn my spells two minutes before I come on stage like Matthew. I have to actually do work.
That is not fair, because he does not learn his spells.
That's true.
I was going to say, he doesn't learn them.
That's true. Thank you, Skid.
Why do you think I have a computer in front of me?
So you can look up spells from the Goblin Handbook. What was that thing you did?
Yeah.
The mud throw thing?
Ooh, that's fun. But I was also worried from a business standpoint. I'm like, can we sell both shows? What if one show is like full and the other one's half full? The shows might cannibalize each other. Let me tell you something, folks. That was the last time I ever doubted Glass Cannon Nation. And for that, we're going to give you a standing O. Come on, guys.
Especially you.
Satisfactory! Satisfactory! Speaking of satisfactory, Matthew Capodicasa, everybody! Yeah! Matthew, welcome to Indianapolis. Little known fact, Matthew just arrived 10 minutes ago.
It's true.
Now, Matthew was not with us when we came to our first Gen Con 2 years ago because you were busy writing a play that no one would ever see. Am I correct?
It actually
That's
was my
what
best
my
friend's
notes
bachelor party, but
say.
thanks.
A play no one would ever see. Yes, that's what I have here. No, honestly, Matthew, I am glad you're with us tonight.
Me
because
too.
where our wives and girlfriend aren't here, we need someone to look at us disapprovingly all weekend. Just to remind us of home. Want to have that cozy feeling. That's what Matthew brings us. Grant, you sweaty piece of Texas toast, how are you?
I'm glad to be in Indianapolis, I can tell you that much right now.
Why are you glad?
I'm glad because we are at the best 4 days in gaming. And we get to spend it with the Naish! Woo! I'm also super thankful for Chelsea and Wes. They've done such an amazing job. This venue is great. The Hi-Fi Indie is great. And in classic GCP spirit, please tip your bartenders very well.
Yes, but not your waitstaff.
Hey, easy on that.
He only said bartenders. I'm just trying to follow along with Grant's logic. You know what they say about Grant? You can take the boy out of Texas, but you can't stop him from angrily bear hugging you while he's had one whiskey. So when you see him later lifting me up in the VIP room, just know that I don't want to be there. And it really hurts.
Just bruising vertebrae. That's what he does.
You
Every
just
single
need,
time.
in a murder case, you need plausible deniability. And I can just tell a judge, I was just hugging him, man.
I'm always like, ha ha, Grant, we're best friends. Please put me down.
That actually is an illegal defense, though. You know that, right?
Not in Indiana. Skid Maher, everybody. Any Skid fans? Are there any Skid fans in the audience? I guess not. I guess not, Skid. It's more of a Grant crowd.
Can't please them all.
How are you, Skid? Skid, you said you had a funny story happen to you today.
Yeah, I'm going to bring this show to a grinding halt with
Please.
a story that happened to me today. So,
That's all right. I need 5.
There was, so I went up, all our flights got canceled, and I went up to reschedule my flight this morning, and I was in line, and I was totally bleary-eyed, and I was handing her something out of my wallet of 50 maybe. And she was like, no, I need your ID. And I was like, oh, okay. I gave her my ID. I said, Mr. Maher. And the guy standing next to me in line to the next kiosk said, no, I'm Mr. Maher. And I looked over and I was just like, what? And she said, what? Yeah.
You from the future?
And it was like, and the woman behind the counter was completely amazed, like way more than me or either of us. She was just like, you're both named Maher? Like her mind was blown. And the weird thing, like he looked exactly like all of my uncles. Like
Get right out of town.
Yeah, think like retired minor league umpire. Like that's the bill that they all have, and he had it too. And he's just like, wow, that's so funny. So I go back, and then she said, like I was flying to Atlanta and then connected to in Indianapolis, and she was going through the thing. It's like, oh wait, it says your bag is going to Indianapolis. And the guy next to me, the other Maher, said, I'm from Indiana. And I was like, do we have to fight now? Like, I don't know what the rules are, because it's different from airport to airport, so I wasn't sure.
He was like, that's my state.
Yeah. But anyway, that was pretty weird.
I wish he had pulled you aside and was like, I have a message from the year 2038.
Really, like...
Don't get on this plane.
Don't do that show with the hi-fi.
And knowing you, even if this guy was a crazy person, you wouldn't get on that plane.
I would not get on the plane.
You can't get on that plane.
I would not get on the plane.
It is canon that Skid will eventually travel through time.
It's true.
He bought the rubies for
He's
that
got the
reason.
rubies.
That's right.
That's how you know if it's actually Skid, if he has the synthetic rubies. But it's the future now, and you can detect them, so it's really confusing.
Yeah.
You really should have said, show me the rubies.
Yeah.
I'm sure that wouldn't have weirded him out at all.
Well, also...
Yeah, if he's like, I'm a Maher too, and then you lean over and you're like, did you bring the rubies? And he's just like, what the
Yeah. Well, he also had 2 kids, so I'm like, I have to do everything I can to avoid this future.
It's the darkest timeline.
Well, that's Matthew, Grant, Skid. I think that's everybody. Oh, no. How could I forget? Let me read my notes here. You know, Webster has many definitions for the word loser. It's all right. He knows what he is. I'll read them to you. The first is a person or thing that loses or has lost something, especially a game or contest. First definition. The second is a black hole full of cheese whiz, a trash bag person from Philadelphia. Joe O'Brien, everybody.
I love you.
Joe, how are you, good buddy?
Oh, I'm so fantastic to be with my real friends, not my fake friends.
Not your sham friends.
Not my sham friends.
Joe, you never looked more depressed than you did yesterday when I saw you come up to me in the airport with 2 giant bags of merch, just really sad, and you were like, now I have to go sleep at the office and order shitty takeout.
I did. I had to sleep on that awful couch in the office at 8:30 because it was like I had to get up at 4.
We will replace that couch when we hit the Skid Bump Patreon goal. No, but are you...
Oh, too early. It's
Oh, boy.
dear.
Oh, boy.
too early.
Sorry.
Way too
It's
early.
really inappropriate. The sun's still out.
Actually, it is.
Are you doing any better today? You made it here.
Oh yeah, I'm doing much better today. I got a good, actually got a good night's sleep. Got on my flight, everything went smooth, and now I'm in Indy, baby, for Gen Con. I'm so psyched. I actually, unlike Troy, was at Gen Con today. I got to see the floor. It is madness, huge, and it's completely overwhelming. It's completely overwhelming.
I was meditating for 4 hours in preparation for the show.
By meditating, do you mean drinking craft beer one after another after another?
Yes.
You know what I discovered in that same time?
What?
Don't order falafel in Detroit.
Oh, no, you're kidding. You're kidding.
You had to learn that?
I learned that today.
I feel like that should be the state motto. Welcome to Detroit. Stay away from the falafel.
Do not order falafel.
Now, at our last show, way back in Seattle, back in 2009, whenever it was, it feels like fucking forever ago, I had to lay down a couple ground rules for you ruffians. You ne'er-do-wells out there. You know who you are.
Yeah, they're right up here. I
You,
can see 'em.
madam.
I'm looking
I
right at
see
'em.
you with your beady eyes and your glasses. I'd like to quickly elaborate on those rules, especially at this rock club. Rule number 1. 5 shots each. Don't send us shots. That's rule number 1. I've been drinking since 7:30 a.m. Casually throughout the day. You can't pass up a Bloody Mary when they're like, would you like anything to drink, sir, for free? Yes, everything. Don't send shots, just send beers. Or maybe send 1 round of shots.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Fireball. No shots. Guys, seriously, no shots.
What about at the end? Like if they all pool their money and just get one round?
You know,
of
that's
shots?
not a bad idea. Well,
Save your money.
That would be 250 shots.
No, just one round. Like everyone pay.
Everybody throw in a nickel?
Yeah.
A hay penny?
Yeah, a
Everyone
hay penny.
throw in a hay penny at the stage. And we'll dance for you and do a shot. Rule number 2. Don't yell out unless you're singing to the just released Glass Cannon soundset from Sirenscape.
Oh!
Or you have something to say that you're sure will be funnier than what either Skid or I will say. And I will tell you this, that rule extends to everyone in the room. Grant, Joe, and Matthew. Don't not be funny. They paid money to see this, Matthew.
You don't have to remind me. I'm already sweating. It's very hot up here.
Don't be yourself. Just don't be yourself.
Can we revise the rule about the shots then?
That would help.
I have a new rule just for Indianapolis. Psh, Indianapolis rule. Grant, where's that logo? That's... We didn't work on this beforehand.
It just looks like
I
Finder.
figured you could just put it up.
There you go.
Indianapolis rule.
Yeah, Grant!
Patreon money spent well. These high quality graphics.
Grant.
No,
Ethan,
too big.
center
Sorry,
it.
hold on. Give me a second.
Center it.
Yeah, there we go.
Center it, dude.
At least get it off of Right Justified.
I know. It's not even centered.
Yeah! We'll see you Saturday, everybody.
Wait, what was the Indianapolis rule?
Here it is, folks. Yes. Have a great time. Maybe you got kids, they're asleep. Have an extra cocktail tonight. Nobody's looking. I won't tell. If you see somebody cute, tell them they're cute. That's how babies are made. You don't have to rush straight from cute to baby making. Ease your way in, it's a long weekend.
All the way.
It's very important.
All the way.
There we go. All right.
And finally, this is part of Rule 3. If there's something you want to do in your life, but you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if it's a good idea, if I should do it or not. You should just fucking do it. Because if 5 dipshits like us can follow our dreams, literally anyone can. That's rule number 3.
Yeah.
Indianapolis.
Just don't start a competing podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. We'll shut you down. With vigor.
We will bury you in litigation until
No podcasts.
Don't ever use the word glass.
or podcast.
Or
Don't use
podcasts. You know, just, you know what, don't follow your dreams. At the end of the day, it was probably a bad... It's safer if you just don't follow your dreams.
Yeah, just stay in your day job.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing.
Whatever you do, if you hate your job... If you follow your dreams, you gotta answer to him. Is what we're saying. It could be 2 hours of this and we won't even get to
I was just going to say,
No,
any chance you play any Pathfinder?
I really enjoyed the show, but they bantered too much up top.
Shut up! Guys and gals, you know the story by now, unless your significant other dragged you here kicking and streaming.
What does it mean when they praise log? Is this some sort of cult?
Well, honey, they do. Yeah, it's basically a cult.
Yes, it's a cult. That's it. That's exactly
What
what
they
it
do
is.
here is a cult. 4 heroes wake in a dungeon. Sirenscape.
That was our first natural one of the night, everybody.
Yeah. You still on Atlanta time?
Which is also Eastern
I know.
Standard Time.
That was the joke.
Oh, okay.
4 heroes wake up in a dungeon. No one knows who they are, but having eked out a means of survival together, they have names that they at least go by. You know Mrs. O'Lady.
The one and only.
Then there's Sheila. There's James the Ratfolk. And best friend. The setting of their living nightmare is some sort of ransacked asylum full of tortured ex-patients and horrifying monsters. Eventually, they meet another group of survivors holed up in the asylum's former chapel dedicated to Pharasma. They meet a priestess of Pharasma named Winter Claxa, who's sort of the spiritual leader of this group of survivors. Winter lets them know what's up. There was an uprising of patients here at Briarstone Asylum, led by a patient by the name of Ulver Zandalus. Everybody said something different.
That's kind of like my experience going to Catholic Mass.
Led by Ulver Zandalus.
Yeah. Go Hoosiers.
Exactly.
What'd you just say?
The words failed. Yeah. There was an uprising and the whole place went to shit. Eerie tremors shook the very foundations of the building, and strange creatures from the patient's dreams began to manifest and creep into the asylum as well. The heroes are tasked by Winter to help her find a way out for her and the survivors, so they delve deeper into the asylum. They try to go outside once they finally reach the atrium, looking for a way out. But the whole building and the island that they're on is just surrounded by this thick, cloying yellow fog. Not to mention these large, tumorous piles with faces that attack them. They realize they can't go outside, so they head back inside and find multiple rooms with dead bodies, wearing only yellow-stained rags. Some, as we found out last time in Seattle, even have bags over their head that were placed on there posthumously. That means after death, Joe. You dumb,
Yes, I know that.
You dumb cheesesteak person.
I knew what that meant.
I don't. Now you do.
Thought it was pronounced posthumously, but I know what it meant.
So you learned something. From the lobby, there are a few doors that lead to mist-covered courtyards and one that leads to a library. Having had enough of the monsters in the mist, they head to the library, where they are quickly attacked by 3 ratlings who hurl books at them and dimension door all over the place. They kill 2 of the ratlings and the third surrenders. Her name is Jenny Two-Tails. She explains that they just killed her parents and that she is illiterate. In fact, the next day was the day her parents had promised to teach her to read. But the heroes murdered her parents in cold blood. These are facts. Basically, the party makes a deal with Jenny, specifically Mrs. O'Lady. It's like, you go north, find out some intel of what's happening through these doors to the north. And if you come back, we'll teach you how to read. So she goes off through the north doors, and they start looking through the library. And as they're looking at these shelves go 15 or so feet high, I think it's Mrs. O'Lady that finds one book, very, very interesting book, that has a picture of James on it. All the pages are missing, but it says, The Life and Death of Atticus Grimm by James Netherford. And that is where we open our story today. Yes. Yeah. So I'm gonna let you guys talk. I'm gonna hit up the bar. Now, what do you guys want to do?
So, Mrs. O'Lady picked up the book.
Yes.
That's you're holding the book.
And she says the following, holding up the book for everyone to see.
That's
her contribution.
Sheila says, What do you got there? That looks like a real rip snorter.
Let me see that. James grabs it, tries to pull it closer. What is this? Turns it over. You said that there's an image of him on it?
Yeah, it's on like the back of the book.
Like an author photo.
Not necessarily.
It's not just a copy of Secret of Nim, right? There's just like a rat on it.
Roll a perception check.
The book is called Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim.
That's true. You
Right. The movie.
loser.
No, I was talking about the novelization of the movie that was adapted from the book, Mrs. Frisbee and the Secret.
My mistake.
It's just the lettering is on the front, very clear, very sparse. The Life and Death of Atticus Grimm. On the back is a picture of James with no words whatsoever. And then on the spine of the book is a smaller picture of him as well.
He grabs this book. This is so familiar to me. I know this name, Netherford.
Is it yours? Or are you Atticus Grimm?
It must be. I've never heard this name, Atticus Grimm. I don't know, but what is this? Am I an author? A biographer?
Does James look like his current form in this picture, or does he look like the form he insisted he once came from?
No, he looks like a rat folk.
James, it appears if this is you, that a complication has come into the theory. You told me that this isn't your body. Maybe it always was your visage.
No, it can't be. There's no possible way. It is like everything else in this place. He's starting to get agitated.
Is there a blurb on the dust cover?
He opens it up.
You open it, and you just see all the pages have been forcibly removed, and there's no writing at all on either the front or the back cover.
He slams it shut again. It's just like everything else in this place. It's designed to confuse and to twist the truth into something it is not. I know this name, James Netherfeld. Ford, like crossing a river, yes. That was it. James Netherford, I know this name. It is so familiar to me, and I feel that... Stop it. You're embarrassing me in front of the audience. I feel as if I'm being watched and laughed at.
They're all going to laugh at
crazy.
you. Yeah.
They're all going to laugh at you.
They're all going to laugh at you.
But we're all missing our memories, James. Does this make you remember anything, even if you don't agree?
It does. It makes me remember the name, but the picture cannot be right. I'm telling you, I am no rat folk. They did something to me in here. They're showing me something that has made me to think that I am this man, but I am not. I could not be.
When you said the pages are forcibly removed, is it as if they've been ripped out in anger, or they've been cut out with like an X-Acto knife?
No, ripped out. It's frayed. It doesn't look like it was done with any sort of precision.
No, it could even be perhaps this is... what's the other name?
Oliver Zandalus?
No. The name on the book.
Grimm.
Oh,
Grimm.
Atticus Grimm.
Atticus Grimm?
Atticus Grimm.
Jenny Two Tails.
I know it would be a strange
She doesn't know
coincidence,
how to
but perhaps
read.
this is Atticus Grimm. Maybe I do this biography of this rat folk, and it lands me in this place. It lands me as a victim of this crime. They make me a rat folk as well. I don't know.
What are you wearing in the picture?
I don't recognize this garb.
What is he wearing?
A Speedo.
Oh, man.
It's too trashy for me.
Wow.
It just says James on the butt.
In hot pink.
In fun letters. In a fun font.
Wow.
No, he's not wearing, obviously, the tattered rags that he's wearing now. He looks like he's dressed in finery.
Like a fine writer's coat?
Yes.
Like Matthew's wearing?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you call this?
No, he looks more professional.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Like,
He'll look like a real writer.
like respectable? Like imagine Matthew, but respectable.
No.
I like that you think writers are respectable.
Yeah.
Well, again, this is a fantasy world. So.
James, I know we're looking for other things related to the occult in this library, but perhaps we could cross-reference the footnotes of the other books here if we spend some time here and dig in. Maybe we can find a reference to it.
Mrs. O'Lady, thank you for finding this. It is, without doubt, a great clue. Forgive my outburst, but I am loath to stay in this place with the danger we are surrounded with. I am out of spells for the day, and I would very much like to rest.
But surely a man of your learning must feel comforted in an environment like this.
I am, but I fear feeling too comfortable in a place like this. Something could jump on us at any moment, and I am completely without any way to defend myself. I must study, I must rest, I must practice my spells.
I've got to back up, James. I'm utterly rooted, which means exhausted.
I thought you were going to say not moving from this spot.
I know. Everything about Australian slang is completely counterintuitive. It's
like the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah, everything's backwards.
Boo.
Coriolis effect, like everything. It's all backwards.
As you're standing there, everybody roll a perception check. A PC.
Ooh, 14.
16.
7.
19.
All right, 19 and 16. Just beyond the north doors, you hear like a...
What did I say? What did I say? They're coming upon us already.
What?
We must flee.
Well, I didn't hear anything.
Oh, let me explain. It kind of went, ah!
Oh, sort of like a, ah!
There is something through the north door.
But then there was that.
Oh, then the knocking. So like, ah!
Now you got it.
Ah!
Let's investigate. Mrs. O'Leary starts making her way.
Does it
up
sound
to the north door.
monstrous? Or does it sound like a
Sounds like
an
someone
orderly,
is
like a
in
person?
is in pain.
Oh.
Like an innocent person?
Yeah, if it's a monster.
Roll a perception check to see if they're innocent.
Natty 4.
Oh, you don't know.
That's a sense motive. That should be sense motive.
Please,
Natty 1.
All right.
You
There it
assume
is.
they were innocent. No, you don't know. You just heard that, and it stopped. It was like a screaming, and then it stopped.
Ooh, let's go investigate.
Just through the doors to the north.
Yes.
I failed you in the last battle. I fell and I rolled away like a coward. Please allow me to open the doors. Is that all right with you, James? You look exasperated.
That's his default
I'm
state.
trying. Yes. I'm trying not to yell at people all the time to do what I say, so I'm going to shut my mouth. My palms are sweating. I'm so scared of what is behind this door.
Throwing up mom spaghetti? You only get this one chance. Do not miss your shot to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime, bro. Open that door. Cloud. Best friend. Brap, brap.
Best friend, please put your gun away.
I've been Baron in disguise all along.
Oh, man. Well, if nothing else, save your ammo, because we might need it.
Follow Baron's Bullets on Twitter. You'll see my up-to-date bullet count.
I draw and load my crossbow. For
Okay.
the record.
All right. Who opens the door, if anyone?
Best friend.
Best friend, you open the door, and you see a horrific scene.
Oh, God.
You see Jenny Two Tails
Oh, no.
No.
Come on.
No, dude.
lying on the ground.
No.
Oh,
Covered in blood. It almost looks like her chest cavity has been ripped open.
Oh, no.
And standing above her is someone you recognize. Hands covered in blood. It's Tiny Murder Clown. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eric Mona.
what a treat.
Eric Mona, what were you doing sleeping in our green room?
I'm prepped and ready to go, Troy.
Eric Mona, they just open the doors, and this is what they see. They see Jenny Two Tails.
Oh,
Come on, man.
Dead! And Tiny Murder Clown is up to his elbows in Jenny's blood. And you just hear Jenny whimpering,
What about the reading?
She does.
Hello, my old friends. Woo, woo! Look at my victory! I stole her soul.
I think we're all in a bit of a stunned silence at the moment.
Tiny murder clown. Is that you?
It is! And with a flourish, he sends his hand across the sky, and blood splatters all over your face. Rat blood.
Well, I guess to look on the bright side of things, you've done your part to combat illiteracy.
Wow. You just have to tip your cap to a joke like that. You don't even laugh. You're just like, oh, it's a good joke. It's a good joke. Damn good joke.
My friends, it's been so long. I lost track of you. What happened to you? What have you been up to?
What happened to you? We thought you were dead.
Well, it's been I thought I was dead for a while too, but it turns out I live. Isn't that exciting?
It is. It is nice to see a friendly face, or just yours anyway. You know who you are.
Same to you.
But how did you survive?
Well, last I saw you guys, I ran.
He's going to tell.
I ran away, and I was in a courtyard, and I started moving through a fog that seemed to grasp out at me and pull me in different directions. Suddenly, something from above seemed to claw at me with its talons and lift me into the air. I was lifted aloft, and the last thing I remember is being dropped from a great height. And this is a little weird, but something was tickling me.
Oh, no. That is not what I wanted to hear.
It was nice.
Oh, man.
After spending so much time in this strange asylum, it was great to laugh again.
Best friend vomits into his hand. In between Jenny Two Tails being murdered in front of him.
Wait. Who's Jenny Two Tails?
The poor creature whose soul you stole, as you put it.
She powers me even now. I am a hungry ghost monk. Not since the time I dined on the soul of that pathetic half-orc in the first room of the dungeon have I felt so empowered by my murder. I don't know. It's been a long time. You may have forgotten.
I resent the cheering.
Murder is what I do best.
Oh, yes. That part I remember. But then, as I recall, the last thing we saw was you running away when we were in danger.
Well, I mean, danger is scary, don't you think?
Yeah.
He's got you there.
I thought perhaps I'd, take care of myself.
Yeah.
And then I was tickled.
Yeah.
I fell unconscious. It was quite a tickling, let me tell you. When I awoke, I was in a room lying on the floor. I can't remember how I got there, but I awoke to someone or something clawing at the back of my head. As I came to, I startled it. And once I was fully awake, I was alone. I walked into the hallway, and I saw some strange and certainly evil rat creature. Disgusting creatures, rats. Yeah. But no matter how disgusting they may be, they still have a soul. So I ate it. Not the rat, the soul. Oh. I'm a hungry ghost monk.
How did the soul taste?
It was delicious. It fills me with power that flows through my veins even now. Let us join together, and I will bring that power to bear in service of the group.
You realize as you're standing there talking to Tiny Murder Clown that you've opened up this new area of the asylum, and you're being quite loud.
Yeah.
We should be quiet!
And the best place to be quiet is in a library.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shall we?
Keep your voice down, you nitwit. Get inside this door.
Can I bring Jenny Two Shoes or whatever her name is?
Jenny Two Shoes.
I'm not quite done dining. On her soul. Been a long time, folks. Great to see you again.
Stop wasting time. Let's go before they hear us.
Are you gonna come down in the library? Or are we gonna?
I'll come with you, sure. You're my friends, my best friends. I've never had friends stronger than you.
Have you ever eaten a friend's soul or just, randos?
Just worthless animals like half-orcs and rats. I mean, so far.
He was a full orc, man. He was a full orc. Like, but a little respect.
I mean,
dead.
based on his vitality, though, he felt like a half-orc.
He tasted sort of human.
He died like a half-orc.
I don't know what to say, but he was covered with tattoos that seemed like he was trying to prove something. So, but anyway, he fueled me for an hour or so.
Do you
Well
think that
worth it.
Joe's former character would have worn like Ed Hardy shirts? 'Cause I think he would have.
For real.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could see.
When's the next UFC pay-per-view?
Grant, I wouldn't have made this character if I didn't think that.
So you pull Tiny Murder Clown
Yes,
back into
yes.
the library just for fear of alerting anything that could be to the north. And what do you want to do here? And let me tell you what your options are. I mean, obviously, some of you are beat up. You're going to want to rest at some point. But now that you're in a library that has lots of books. And I felt like I had something better to say. Like, lots of books.
Yeah, that's a
So
library,
poetic.
all right.
Yes. You have an opportunity here to do some research. Now, you may not want to do it now. You may want to do it after your rest. But the research in this library follows the research mechanics from Ultimate Intrigue. Anyone familiar? Anyone ever done the research mechanics here at the table?
No, I've never done it.
Sure, I do
but-
all Pathfinder rules.
Oh no, yeah,
Eric's like, research what?
yeah.
Has anyone out there played with the research mechanics from Ultimate Intrigue?
Look at this table up front of just four
Wow.
dudes that get together on a weekend. And
They were like, I
let's,
hope they talk about the research mechanics. That's why I bought tickets.
let's fucking
I just want to
dig
hear
in,
about the
bro.
research mechanics and pump some iron. I knew it. I told you. All right, guys, let's get out of here. There's another CrossFit class at 10.
I'll do some wall balls.
How's CrossFit going, by the way, Troy?
Don't worry about it. I've been too busy studying research mechanics.
Well, I have to say, I've been boning up researching the research mechanic, and I think it's actually a really. I was talking to you backstage.
Yeah.
It's like a cool kind of melding of. It feels like original Pathfinder, Pathfinder Second Edition, and Starfinder. And
Yeah.
it's actually kind of an elegant kind of emulation of what it would take to research something. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, what it does is, like a lot of the Paizo supplements, it takes an established mechanic and embellishes upon it. In this case, it's knowledge checks. When you roll a knowledge checks, I want to find out what that monster can do. Oh, it has, DR5 bludgeoning. Well, no, this takes it to a new level. When you're in a library or like a wizard's study full of scrolls and books, you can spend periods of up to 8 hours at a time doing uninterrupted study on various subjects. The most intelligent among you, or the one with the best relevant knowledge check, depending on this is the character, not real person, by the way. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, so do your best. The one with the most relevant knowledge check, depending on the library, you can be aided by up to 2 other PCs who are trained in that same knowledge relevant to the library. And if you beat the DC, then the one who rolled the check gets to roll basically damage. It's kind of like damage against
The library.
Against the library. Take that, library!
Yeah.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
I'll show you knowledge. And the library has knowledge points like a character would have hit points. And so
It's more like a starship. It's like that's why it's like It's like starship combat because it has
grade.
tiers.
Yeah.
Like there's thresholds. Like hit point thresholds that you get to, and
if
then
you nail the check and roll a really good damage intelligence check, you can crush and find out more knowledge as you suck it full of knowledge points. Once the knowledge points gets down to 0, you've learned everything
That's
you
it.
can learn
That's all
in
that
that
there is.
library.
Can I interject?
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead, Grant. I'm sorry.
I just think what's amazing about this is you raised your hand as the person who would be rolling a lot of this checks as James, but you think Mrs. O'Lady would? All right.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good thing because if you roll a natural 1 on these checks, the DC
It's bad.
bumps
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, you can crit and you can fumble on that initial check. But Mrs. O'Lady is probably the best to roll it because Mrs. O'Lady, you have something that equates to skill focus, right?
I have a methodical mind.
Oh.
I took the campaign trait methodical mind, which for a skill that I chose, I effectively have skill focus in determining the damage dice I roll.
Right, so instead of 1d4, which I think a Skid or a Joe could roll, I think you can roll 1d8 damage.
I can roll
Yeah.
1d8.
If it's a class skill, it's a 1d8.
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe it's even more.
Anyone with a class skill can roll a 1d8.
Anyways, maybe you don't want to do this now. Maybe you want to rest. It's up to you guys. But when you start searching this library, researching it, you're going to use the research.
Can I say something real quick?
No,
this is
there's no
mainly
time. We have to move on.
This is mainly speaking to the people that were dragged here, kicking and screaming by other people. When we went through this whole thing about like doing standing room and having 2 nights of the hi-fi, and we were all, I don't really know. It's like, we'll roll the dice, we'll do it, we'll see how it goes, put on a good show, we'll make it a rock show. And then like 2 weeks ago, you were like, let me explain the research mechanic. And I was like, we have to, this big part of the show is going to be researching a library for standing room?
You just have to figure out who's rolling the check, who's aiding, roll the check, roll the damage, I'll give you the info, and then you head north. That's all you got to do.
Don't get me wrong.
I
I love
object.
researching. I think researching is amazing.
I was gonna
As
say.
a geek, I think it's amazing.
This is a room full of nerds.
Right. Except that guy back there. I
No,
see
he's
him.
cool. I can see him.
Yeah,
He works here.
He's
Cool
smoking
dude.
a pipe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a picture on the wall. All right, so what do you want to do? Do you want to rest or do you want to research? Tiny Murder Clown is now with you.
I think I
How are
say
your research skills, Tiny Murder Clown?
They're not so good. Who likes juggling? That was a serious question.
I stick with resting. I feel like a good rest will give us the stamina we need for extended research.
Yeah, I feel like I'm always harping about this, but it feels weird having open wounds on your body and just like, let's sit down and read for 8 hours. It's like, well, we could cure you. Nah.
All right, so you're going to go rest and
Yeah,
check
let's
in
go
with
rest.
Winter. That's probably smart.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, because she tasked you with going out there and seeing if you could find a way out. And you've got some bad news for her. There's no way out. So you make your way back.
Not to mention the Jenny Two Tails news.
She doesn't know about Jenny.
She fuels me with power.
Maybe
Let's
keep,
leave that out.
yeah, maybe keep Tiny Murder Clown
The
in the library.
summary.
You go back into the atrium. You go past that wall that was covered with that strange aberration of a eye that blinked ammonia and shot out fangs at Sheila. That's gone now. It's just a door. You walk through that and you see Faustin York, the captain, standing there, and he just kind of bows to you, knowing that you're heading back to the chapel. What do you do?
We'll go to Winter right away, right? Report our findings.
You walk in and they're all like, "Praise log,
Praise log.
welcome back.
Yes, we praise the log thoroughly. May all your logs be smooth.
May all your logs be smooth."
This is actually cool. It's like walking into the room, like looking out at the crowd, like this is what we see.
Yeah, it's this many people in the chapel.
Yeah.
All holding logs.
Yeah, and we will go to Winter and kind of report that there's no escape at the moment.
Did you find a way out?
Yes, well, no. It's complicated. The doors that seem the way out are not the way out, and we've had to wedge them closed due to an encroaching, horrible mist that seems to affect our minds and has some horrible effect on creatures outside. They're prowling the grounds. They don't give us any safe passage through which to escape the asylum. We've gone to other rooms as well. We've seen slaughters, bodies laying on the ground. It seems, whether ritualistic or not, this is amazing. I've just had a fresh beer delivered to me. Wow!
Can you come Can you come to our home games?
Praise log. Praise log indeed.
Praise
log indeed.
Praise beer. Are you saying there's no way out?
I'm saying for now there's no way out. You must hold up here. You must stay. This is the safest place you could be at the moment. We're still researching. We're still looking for a way out. And we've recently discovered a library which may give us some clues that we could use.
But for now, no, I think this is the safest place you and all these wonderful people could be.
And I understand what you're saying, but I don't know how long we will be safe here. The library, for sure, could give you information, but I don't see how that will help us get out of here. It is disturbing indeed to hear that the roiling fogs we see outside of this stained glass window are truly impassable. Do you believe if you continue throughout the asylum, you might be able to find a way out? Have you discovered anything that could lead us to believe there is a solution here?
Well, and he looks to his allies. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we believe we know where perhaps Xandalus is staying, where he's made his stand.
Well, this is... I'm sorry. Who is that?
How rude of us.
You should... Don't talk to him. He... Keep him away from the children, first and foremost. It's probably best if we construct a rudimentary cage in which he could rest overnight.
As I recall, Tiny Murder Clown is very good at cuddling.
Cuddling! Yeah, it's what I do fourth best!
And to be fair, you have a very creepy man guarding the children.
I feel as if
Does anyone need to cuddle? You, lady, do you need to cuddle?
No.
I've been very lonely.
I need a cuddle.
Who said that?
Who's that?
The guy holding the log.
Oh.
I haven't been cuddled in 2 years.
I'm gonna go right up to that guy and hug the hell out of his leg.
There he is, up at the top.
Yes.
Due north.
He needs a good squeeze.
The king of the praise log movement.
So you guys...
Troy?
You guys cuddle.
Is he responding?
All right.
Roll a perception check.
You should see his eyes from this close. It's disturbing.
94. Hard to tell. Huh?
You're not 100% sure.
He's way into it. He's way into it.
It's
Maybe
hard to tell, and it's smooth.
Maybe it's what I do fifth best.
If you're going to
Praise
bring
log.
people into here, I would prefer if you vetted them with me before you did. But I understand.
No, it
these
is a bad idea to bring monsters in here.
I would prefer if you didn't bring monsters.
Yeah, we should have
into the
really-
chapel.
I'm not a monster. I'm a gnome.
Sure.
Just because I'm covered in blood up to my shoulders doesn't mean I'm a monster. It's a rat.
Well, what is your plan now that you have this gnome?
Let's find out.
Can we review some of your skills, actually?
Oh, I steal souls.
Yes.
I'm very, very good at murder.
Uh-huh.
Laughter is what I do second best.
I remember that.
For some reason, I'm also very good at tournaments.
Good. All right. So we have laughter, murder, cuddling,
aforementioned-
tournaments, and stealing souls.
Cuddling.
We'll be fine.
Can I ask how good you is at sleeping alone? Because that may be the skill that we need to utilize most urgently right now.
What I have found is that when laughter is applied, one seldom sleeps alone. But I have been very lonely. This place is an asylum.
For all his faults, Winter, he seems to have an extraordinary ability to stay alive in this horrible place, even alone.
That should not be discounted,
Perhaps-
especially with the trials you may have ahead of you.
He also always finds a way to look on the bright side.
That's true. Optimism is important.
Perhaps we could raise morale by asking for volunteers to cuddle and sleep next to Tiny Murder Clown. It could be anyone in this party. I suggest James, but also anyone within the camp of survivors. And if they survive a night, it'll be an achievement.
I have been so lonely these last few days.
That's not all I see in your eyes.
There's a certain hunger, I admit, but mostly I am lonely. I want to cuddle. In a platonic sort of way.
I feel as if the five of you should leave the adventure path.
You're right.
You're not fit for the journey ahead. Perhaps it's best that you just rest here. I understand that you have not found a way out. Sleep here. Sleep, hopefully, without fitful dreams and nightmares. And then, if you don't mind, head back the way you came. Continue exploring. We need to find a way out. Now that the Argus wall is gone, anything could slip through here and find us. Take your new friend, the Cuddler.
The Cuddler.
And help us. You are our only hope.
Who wants to be the big spoon?
And so you rest.
Yes.
With best friend as the big spoon. And you rest without any nightmares. And you
Sweet.
wake up with all your powers back and your, your relevant HP based on your level plus con. What do you want to do?
And was anyone too low to not get to full? Because I had fervor. I could have healed anyone. So
No, James is good.
if anyone was not good at...
I need
got you.
healing.
Okay, I got you.
Okay.
I have 4 1d6 heals. I think I can get you up.
All right, so let's say you burned those heals.
Yeah,
Everybody's
yeah.
at full. You wake up at full with all your powers. What do you want to do?
James wakes up eager to go to the library.
Yeah, I want to go to the library.
Research time.
Yes.
Yes.
Nothing gets me up early in the morning like a good research experiment.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the Indianapolis show until they did research. Let's keep it simple. You go back to the library. Do you want to spend 8 hours? Let's start with 8 hours. It's got to be 8 uninterrupted hours of research at a time. Let's start with 8, see what you get, and then let's move on. But who's going to roll the check? Who's
we
going to
need to
be the
know-
one that is in the pole position?
Do we know what the relevant skill is?
What are the relevant knowledges in this particular library?
I could tell you that. Knowledge local, knowledge history, and knowledge religion.
All right, so my specialization with my methodical mind is knowledge arcana. So I won't get the skill focus to any of that. So we should just compare.
is knowledge arcana.
I don't know why you have to be so mean all the time.
I'm simply reading things off my character sheet. You don't have to run me down.
What are your knowledge, history, local, and religion?
I have +8 in all of those that he mentioned.
I have +9 in history, but I have +8 in the others.
Okay.
I don't have religion at all.
I have no relevant skills.
I can juggle.
What about you, best friend? Do you know anything about religion? What'd you say was +9 for you?
History.
History. Do you have history?
I've studied a bit, and in raw game terms, I have a +4 in knowledge religion.
What about history?
History, well, I'm an amnesiac, so I have no concept of history whatsoever, you fucking
negative.
moron.
I don't even know who I am.
Why don't you
negative
go
2.
underground and live with those rats?
I can also.
It's more like dementia. It's just a recent memory loss. We remember old things.
No, you can't.
Remember the
That
president.
is funny. Like someone that could have amnesia. They don't know their own names, but they would know everything about the Stephen Douglas debates.
Right.
Yes,
Lincoln Douglas.
exactly.
Typically, you and Tyler, too.
Yeah.
I also can roll inspiration on knowledge checks, so that I get that bonus D6.
Fine.
Oh.
You win.
But you don't have the relevant knowledge?
No, I do. I just don't have that skill focus.
All right, so let's say Matthew Capodicasa.
Oh, yeah.
But it is a class skill, right?
Yes.
So,
So D8.
Yeah, you have to be trained in it.
Hold on.
we have to hit the DC.
What do you?
Yeah, we have to do DC.
What do you have, James?
What are we doing? History? Wait, are you
Jesus
you're the
Christ.
I knew this would be gold. I knew this
shall-
would
yeah.
like go so well.
This is
I
great.
shall be the
literally
primary.
the only number
I
that I
literally
could fail at is a natural one.
emailed them one thing.
What's the D6?
Learn this. Who's aiding and who's rolling? You're rolling.
Primary researcher, I will aid knowledge history.
I can't aid.
Can you aid history?
Cannot aid.
Let's do this, Mr.
TMC?
Ken?
Run TMC?
Here we go.
Can I look to see if there's any pornography in this library?
Primary research of another soul.
Yes. Do you have knowledge his?
I could juggle.
All right, roll your aids.
All right.
All right, hold on. Capodicasa, did you aid?
I aid.
You get a +2, plus this library grants a natural knowledge bonus of +2. So you get a +4 to your check.
Do we know what the complexity rating of the library
I'm
is?
glad you asked. It's 15.
Aha.
DC 15.
So I rolled a natural 19.
Okay. Dude.
This is old lady, and roll that 1d6.
Crush City.
I rolled a 2 on the d6, so that's 21. That's a 30 before the age.
I'm sorry, Troy. That actually didn't happen because Mrs. O'Lady, James, and Tiny Murder Clown do not have their pawns in the library. Please respect the pawn rules. Move them into the library.
You learn nothing.
So it's a 34 plus. So we roll 1d8 plus your intelligence modifier and plus 1 for every 5 we went over the DC.
Right.
That's the bonus damage. Yeah, so you went over the DC by, so you get a +3 to the damage.
Yeah.
Damage knowledge. Nice roll. Oh, did you roll a shitty D8? What was your D8 roll?
A 1.
Oh, you're a garbage person.
Sometimes Joe wafts off on me.
So what's the total, Matthew?
So what? It's my intelligence bonus plus
what you rolled plus 3.
So 4.
What's your intelligence bonus?
3.
4 plus 3 is 7.
7.
Oh,
so we did.
I thought you were saying the 3 is my intelligence.
All right, so you've taken 7 knowledge points away, and this is what you learn in 8 hours of study.
Can I just poll the audience? How do we do on making that dynamic and entertaining? Liars.
Can we agree that we all learned something today?
About half the crowd was honest.
Well, they didn't. This table didn't learn anything.
No.
That table.
They already knew all of this.
They're like, knowledge checks, bro.
You guys, it's your CrossFit class right now.
All right, this is what you learned.
Lay on some knowledge.
You learn about Briarstone Asylum. You learn that located on Briarstone Isle, you knew you were on an island. Briarstone Asylum was founded in 4585, long time ago, with the support of Count Hazerton Lowles I and Rosenport's Cinco Macti School of Sciences. The asylum devotes itself to the treatment of patients with mental diseases and those in need of psychological care. Its staff also pursues humane, non-magical treatments of such disorders. With the exception of restraints, most physical and surgical treatment methods were phased out at Briarstone over a century ago.
Wow.
So, at least for that first 8 hours, you find that Briarstone seems like maybe they had some, nefarious practices in the past where they were a little more physical with the patients, but seems like they're by the books. They don't even use magic to try to treat the insane or suffering.
I feel like we're missing something.
There's no insane people here.
I don't see any. Should we do another 8 hours with a different...
Yeah, I think we should spend the next hour just researching.
Yeah!
All right, I'll let you do...
Don't kid. Do you want to do a religion? Those of you who have religion?
Sure.
Or local?
No.
Why not? I could always roll a natural 20, dude.
It is Grant.
Well,
Yeah.
I have a higher religion.
I know, but you roll terrible.
He's got you there.
What's everybody's local?
Is there any? I have 8 local. Is
I
there
have
anything
7.
that 2 other people have?
I can roll any skill untrained, any knowledge skill untrained.
She's perfect
Does
for
anybody?
this.
Okay, so history then we'll do. Or I'm sorry, religion.
Relig. All right, now try Relig.
Who's rolling?
I feel I should be primary research.
I don't
don't
know.
care what you say about my luck.
Well, it is a show, so go for it. Who's going to aid him?
Yes.
I will aid.
Can you
Best
aid?
friend will aid.
All right, let's see if you can aid.
I aid.
I aid.
+2, +2 from the library, +6, plus, since you spent 8 hours researching, you get a cumulative
Additional +1.
+1, so
Yeah.
+7 to your roll. Joe, how could you fail this?
There's no
I
way.
could not possibly fail.
You're going to +7 to your roll.
Not even God himself could make Joe fail this roll.
Fuck, man.
You're so shitty at everything.
All right,
What'd you roll?
I get
What
another
was on
roll.
the die, Joe? Tell him.
Natural 5.
Yep.
So my buddy Ben gave me this. Your shitty die. Fuck your die.
Yeah, fuck Ben.
Do you remember, by the way?
Who's Ben? Who's Ben?
Do you remember when Skid used to roll other drops than Joe's gonna roll? That's all he plays now.
That's the only one I play. It's the only one that's like applicable like 14 times a show.
It's still okay. It's adjusted. It's a 20.
Okay, so you beat the complexity rating by 5, which gets you
we
a
get a
+1 to your damage. So roll your damage, but you don't get the D8. Because, you have skill focus?
Yeah, it's
No,
a
you
skill.
don't need the
It's
skill
a class
focus. It
skill.
just has to be a class skill, and all knowledges are a class skill for a wizard.
To get a D8. Okay.
Yeah.
8, motherfucker!
Is that Joe O'Brien over there?
That is Troy's gonna roll. That's a 13 damage. 13 damage to knowledge points.
And you did 7 damage before. That takes 20 away. You're going to learn some info.
Oh, yes. I'm going to burn this library to the ground. Kill it. Kill the library.
Don't burn the library.
Batter it. Throw the firebomb.
No, we're just gonna read it really hard.
Yeah, I'm going to read it so hard.
You'll never learn anything. No. Oh, God. You all die. Now let's play Iron Gods. All right, so as you spend another 8 hours researching in this amazing live show.
Shouldn't we have gotten an additional +1?
Shut up, Matthew. Just shut.
No, we factored that.
Shut your mouth. You start to learn a little bit more about Briarstone Isle. You've learned about the asylum, but now you learn about the isle itself. Briarstone was originally intended to be a fort positioned to protect Thrushmore. You've heard about Thrushmore. It's a city, a principality in Ustalav. And it was positioned to protect Thrushmore and trade along the Danver River from pirates sailing Lake Carthen.
Lake Carthen.
The fort's construction began in 4315 and was plagued by accidents from the beginning, culminating in the death of its overseer, Captain Enoch Atherton. Construction on the fort was halted, and rumors started to spread that maybe Briarstone Isle was haunted. To expunge the taint of urban legends, yeah, I said taint. Remember when Troy said taint?
I was like 5, 4, 3.
Yeah. I can't believe you thought it would take 5 seconds.
Skid, do a bump off Grant's taint.
Oh, no.
Critical threat, critical threat.
Do you know why it's called a taint?
Why?
A taint your and a taint your That's what I heard. Shut up. Let me tell you this story. Let me read directly from the book with some flourish.
I feel like we're now dumber for having done this
Matthew,
research.
please, go back to Detroit. Construction on the fort was halted, and rumors spread that perhaps the isle was haunted. To expunge the taint of urban legends, Count Hazerton Lowles I, again, convinced the Church of Pharasma to perform a successful island-wide exorcism in 4584. Now, you've heard from Winter about a Count Hazerton Lowles. That was Count Hazerton Lowles IV. Oh. He was the one that was somehow involved, but like, before she could figure out how, because she's the one looking for him, and before she could figure out how, all the shit went down the asylum. This is Count Hazerton Lowles I.
Wow.
But because you rolled so well, you find out a little bit more information. This is the kind of information that breaks the case wide open.
Go on.
Taint. You find out that as you start digging through, you're like, something seems weird. Doesn't seem like he died of an accident. Let me just look a little bit more here.
Why are you mimicking typing?
Let me just...
You know we're not Googling this, right?
Let me Google Captain Enoch Atherton here. Yeah, no, he didn't die of an accident. The overseer of Fort Briar's construction fucking disappeared.
Whoa.
It even says fucking right in the book. Only to be discovered a week later.
Where?
Let me tell you where. His entrails strewn across the entire site.
What?
After Atherton's death, work halted immediately on the fort's construction. But locals still reported seeing lights in the deserted half-constructed structure here on Briarstone Isle. Rumors attributed to the tragedy to, they called it the Briarstone Witch.
Oh, God.
And claimed that she'd curse or kill any who trespassed on her throne, but those are just rumors. Ghost stories you tell your kids.
Classic taint rumors.
Before they go to bed at night.
Gonna ride
You better mind your mom and dad, or the Briarstone Witch will show you a taint.
She'll expunge your taint if you...
All right, I'll be good.
I'll be good.
Eric Mona, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Eric, we were just talking about witches' taints. Your thoughts?
Well, I was just in the bathroom exploring my own taint.
Oh! Did you find any treasure? What do you guys want to do? No, I'm not allowing any more research to this show.
Is there?
But I tell you what. Think about that between now and Saturday. You learn some shit about this island.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything you said, so I'll listen back before Saturday.
Yeah. I was trying to listen, but you kept talking about people's taints.
No,
Skid was listening.
So he died. This was like 200 years ago when this place was built.
Centuries ago, yeah. Like they were building it, and the first thing
It was
you find out.
4585. Was that what it was? 4585.
4585. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was almost 200 years ago, right?
Yeah, like 4 or 5 generations.
Yeah, not quite.
He died, and then you start reading more, and you find out not only did he die, he disappeared, and then days later they found his entrails all over the place. And they were like, we're shutting down construction. And so they all moved away from the island, but then they looked out in the island, and they would just see lights of things still happening there. And they were like, it's the Briarstone Witch, I tell ya.
I just wonder with I have to imagine, recent appearance of his descendant, Count Hasserton the Fourth, right?
Fourth, yes.
I mean, if that awakened the witch, if it maybe ripped this schism between our reality, our plane, and another one.
Yeah, because we were operating under the theory that this asylum has somehow been transported to another plane, overlaid on another plane of some kind.
And Winter Claxo came here to investigate him, and as she arrived, the shit went down.
Shit went down.
It's also on the taint that happens a lot.
Yes. This entire... Damn it, Grant.
I beg of you.
Grant, do you remember rule number 2?
Was that always say something funny?
Always say something funny.
Sorry. That's just not my game.
Taint your game. Matthew, your thought on taints. No. What do you guys want to do? You've learned you spent 16 hours in this library. Like, you probably want to go rest again and come back. Let's say you do that, and now you're back in this room. You're like, we could sit here for hours probably and learn shit. And you probably should. But not tonight. You need to move forward. Do you want to continue north through these doors where you found Tiny Murder Clown in a pool of Jenny Two-Tails blood? Or do you want to go back to the atrium and explore that courtyard that you found? Or that weird mist-covered walkway outside of that room with the taxidermic birds?
Let's stay inside for now.
You got some opzione.
We also told Jenny Two-Tails, rest in peace, that she needed to go spy upon Ulver's descendants in the robes and orbaments, so I think we should follow where she went. Yes, Tiny Murder Clown.
Who is Jenny Two-Tails?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'll explain. Jenny Two-Tails was a recent friend that we were going to teach to read in exchange for information that you then murdered.
I can't wait to... Wait, I murdered her?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, she
I
was
only
our
killed
ally.
a rat.
And you killed her.
She had arms and legs, but it was a rat.
She was a ratling.
But she couldn't read.
She could not read.
I don't see the problem. Her soul fuels my energy.
Can you read?
Of course. I read my name in lights on the marquee. Except I can't remember my name. So I will see it. Tiny Murder Clown. Maybe even with a K, I'm deciding.
That's your prerogative.
That'd be different.
Klowne. Thank you very much.
Yes, I want to go to the north.
Yes.
All right, so you want to continue...
Yeah,
That's the stuff, and it's trademarkable.
Always be
I'm
close.
sorry, that wasn't role playing. All of a sudden, it was just me.
The last time we did play a game together, you did hand me a patch of one of your characters in another game. Like you had printed out a beautiful patch.
Oh yes, of course, the valorous Ostog the Unslain.
I love it.
You didn't even know who he was, and then we met him at PaizoCon.
Yeah. We went to his wedding.
For real.
Guys, if you haven't listened to our stream from PaizoCon of that
pretty
Pathfinder,
good.
it's really good. It's really funny. Orphan Puncher!
Yeah. It's a most delightful experience.
Anyway,
You guys are heading to the north.
Going
Yes, to the north.
Tiny Murder Clone, I put you on there. You should be able to control
Thank you,
your
because I can't
pawn.
sign into Roll20 on my own computer. So good.
We'll
Look
figure
over
it out.
Matthew's shoulder. As we open this door and start to head north, James is going to cast Mage Armor on himself.
Okay.
Prepare for the
How
worst.
long does Mage Armor last?
2 hours.
All right. For some reason, opening the door takes like an hour and 58 minutes. It's really stuck. It's really a hell of a door.
They don't make these like they used to.
He doesn't just do this for a crowd. He did this before we ever recorded games. He was like,
Oh no, this
it takes
goes back
an
a
hour
long
and
time.
59 minutes. He hates spells that have durations longer than rounds.
I don't know
think
what
it's
it is
very
about
angry.
this door, but an hour and
tricky.
58 minutes, 59 now. The door opens.
I mean, it's a very interesting door.
Yeah.
I also saw a couple comments when we were doing Silent Tide Part 2, and I think Eric was there, and they were talking about like Troy's removal of hero points from Pathfinder 2nd
Yeah,
Edition.
that is bullshit.
You know who deserves hero points?
The GM is always right.
Actual heroes. That's who. Earn them. You open the door and you see an L-shaped looking hall that runs from a collapsed space to the west, which I'll show you in a second, and what looks like a small waiting area up ahead to the north.
How do we know it's a waiting area?
Well, it just looks like there's some chairs sitting outside of a door. Let me show you this shit.
What's the magazine game like?
It's mostly...
It's like 3-month-old peoples, or you have like the latest Scientific American or
It's
something?
Mad Magazine and Penthouse.
Oh no.
Oh, Mad Magazine just ended.
I never thought it would happen to me.
Yeah, you were in the library the whole time looking. You were looking in the wrong spot.
So, yeah, you see... I'll tell you right now, because I don't think I've fully revealed this. You see the L-shaped hallway opens up, and there are 2 doors to the right. 1 door to the upper left, 1 door straight ahead, and then 2 doors down the hallway to the left. God. Welcome to Strange Aeons. Here's the thing.
What?
You guys can do whatever you want to do.
Jesus.
This is how the game of Pathfinder works. Maybe there's somebody sitting in the crowd being like, I never played a role-playing game. So they know which door they're going to go into, right? They talked it out with the GM beforehand. And the friend turns to him and is like, no, man, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, it's the best game in the world.
That's why we play this game. Anything your mind can conceive, you can do until I don't like your decisions.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you railroad us by talking about taints for 45 minutes.
Matthew, come on, clean it up. I'm sorry.
Matthew.
He's jet-lagged.
Christ.
Well,
What do you guys want to do? Sheila.
I think Sheila wants to be methodical about all this, and I'd like to check out the door that we can see the furthest left there. I want to check that out.
I like that
over to
idea.
the left there. Okay.
Methodical is excellent.
Roll a
It gives
perception
a sense of
check.
form.
Whoever's the first 2 people that are entering, roll a perception check.
7.
Okay. Looks like Sheila just kind of steamrolls his way up to the door. Who's behind Sheila?
If it's not best friend, it's James. Best friend, are you going in or not?
I woke up a little less sure of myself than
All right,
usual. So you,
shut up.
James.
James will walk up and do a perceptione. How's a 5 grab you?
All right. All right, so you just walk up to this door that Sheila arbitrarily picked. Yeah.
Best friend, how about you come up here? Come up here and open this door. Stop stalling and whimpering.
Oh, God. Well, you may wonder why it's difficult to gain confidence, and maybe it's because you're an asshole, you dumb rat.
First of all, I'm no rat. Secondly, whimpering attracts the monsters.
Did someone say rat? Their souls are delicious.
What a crew.
So yeah, best friend will be happy to open this door. Well, not happy, but he'll do it.
Okay. Best friend unhappily opens the door. And this is what you see.
Oh no! I already don't like it.
Is what you say.
And if it's dark, I have light on my shield already.
Oh no! It's a conference room.
Everyone sit down for a 4-hour meeting.
No! Oh God! Oh
no! It is a horror adventure.
There's bagels, but there's only butter. Oh no!
Oh my God! HR is here.
No. Yeah. Oh no! They're gonna show a movie.
L.A. There's a guy that's like, oh, looks like we ran out of coffee. You see a once handsome. You hear a sound of ice being thrown.
At least the meeting will have plenty of ice.
Yes. Everybody cool out. That's like the Joel Schumacher Batman. Like all of Arnold Schwarzenegger's lines had like ice or cool in them.
I want you to chill out.
Everybody, ice yourselves.
You've seen Batman and Robin, but you won't see Jurassic Park?
Yeah! Fuck you, Troy.
Little known fact, I tried out for the part of Robin in Batman Forever.
How did the nipples look on your
chest? And I turned it down. Let me tell you what's in this room. I said I will never be in a Schumacher joint.
Wait. You can't just gloss over that. You tried out.
I did.
For Nipple Robin.
Yeah.
In Batman
How
Forever.
dare you? I was a budding Joe Piscopo. I was 21. I looked like an Adonis.
Now you are like you're like Joe Piscopo now. Ironically,
you
I'm
were
current Joe Piscopo.
Yeah.
You were almost in a Joel Schumacher movie, and it wasn't 8mm. It doesn't make sense.
They offered me the part of Robin, and I said Batman or nothing, and we moved on.
Oh man,
I was 21. What are we doing? What are we playing?
I don't know.
You see a once handsome
We have a meeting, yeah.
ice falls from the ceiling. Everybody shut up. Taint. A once handsome wood conference table now sits marred by the partially toppled southwest walls between heaps of collapsed stone that sort of fill the room, Matthew. A closet door still stands as one of the only structures still in place. Whatever caused the very foundations of this whole asylum to shake, it looks like the tremors hit this room particularly hard, as evidenced by this partially collapsed wall. And we have dungeoneering. I mean,
yes, I do.
All right, I don't want you to roll it. I just want you to kind of zoom out on the map here to get a sense of where you are relative to the rest of what you've seen so far. So if I open that up, you realize that like whatever happened here, like it really hit this area.
Oh, wow.
And that would have connected to that courtyard that you walked out to and felt scalding rain, the same courtyard that Crossbow Jackson said that Tiny Murder Clown went out to. And the last thing Tiny Murder Clown remembers is the fog grasping at him and then something coming from the sky and pulling him up in the air and dropping him. And then he wakes up in a room while tiny things scratch at his head.
And it didn't just happen over a wide distance on the surface. It went deep, and that's why Jenny Two Tails, Marguerite, and her father Frederick were up above ground, right?
Yes, the late Marguerite and Frederick Two Tails came up with their beautiful daughter Jenny and wanted to start a new life because their rat warrens collapsed during these tremors.
I think Eric has a question.
Who is Jenny Two Tails?
Oh, come on!
Man. Come on, man.
Who was Jenny Two
And also,
Tails?
does anyone have a towel? My arms are covered in blood.
No.
I'll use my tongue.
Sheila would like to trepidatiously, cautiously open the closet door.
All right, so Sheila goes over to the closet. What are the rest of you doing? Best friend.
I can say that
Put yourself on the map if you move.
I believe Joe moved my character immediately in front of the door because Joe always does that. But if it was someone else, that's fine. I'll back Sheila up because Sheila is best friend's best friend.
Mrs. O'Lady sits at the head of the conference table.
Okay. Do you sit? No.
Yes.
Okay.
And I go like this.
Oh, it suits you. I'm glad you've all come here today.
Yeah.
Suppose you're wondering why I called you all here today.
Right.
James the Rat Folk.
James stands near the head of this conference table, just quietly weeping at this once handsome coffee table. Has been destroyed.
Yes.
It breaks his heart to see something so rich and beautiful.
You've never seen such a handsome coffee table. TMC.
It was just so beautiful.
Tawny Murder Clown, now that he's got company, retreats into himself and starts juggling scarves, and yet the scarves are covered with the blood of Jenny the Rat Folk. And the balance is all off, and
So
he's
you're doing
struggling. He's struggling. It's difficult. It's a psychological torture.
So you're doing the dance of the seven veils while they're opening doors, and Mrs. O'Lady is sitting
that
at
would
the
be
head of
so distracting. That would be really distracting.
Yeah, I'm doing my best Salome.
Well, meanwhile, Sheila, along with best friend, opens the closet door, and you open the closet door to reveal a truly gruesome scene.
Yes. I mean, gross.
There's a plain shelf, roughly... The humanity! There's a plain shelf roughly 6 feet high with a jar sitting on it that has something floating within it. Underneath that shelf, however, is a pile of jars full of floating aberrant brains, spinal columns, and various dissections. And they're all nestled into some kind of makeshift nest made out of lab coats. As well as the desiccated remains of a human being. As you open the door, that jar on the upper shelf that contains some sort of like horn-like tumor floating in a liquid just comes flying off the shelf at you. And as it does, you realize what pushed it off the shelf is a small fetus with extreme hydrocephalus.
Oh my God!
Just staring at you.
No!
Roll for initiative.
Oh God! Roll for initiative! Get away from me!
That is legit horrifying and disgusting, dude.
It's a fetus with a huge head pushes a jar off
Fuck!
with a horn-like tumor.
Guys,
Tuma.
it's the future. It's inspiring.
Oh, my gracious. James, what did you get?
Let's see.
God, you do.
14.
14 for James. Not too shabony.
All right.
Best friend.
Well, factoring in my -1 initiative, a 3.
3. Not the best for best friend. Sheila.
17
Oh,
for a
17.
suddenly grossed out Sheila.
Capodicasa. What do you got?
Oh.
That's so mean. It's so unnecessary.
I'm the
11.
worst. 11 for Mrs. O. Run TMC.
7.
7. Let's talk about this surprise round as this weird, floating, gross jar full of a tumor comes flying at you against your flat-footed AC. It's going to be a miss. It's a 3 to hit you. So the thing just splashes on the ground next to you, and you just see this like tiny little...
Murder
not
clown?
living. I mean, it's about this big with a really oversized head, and it's just like drooling and looking at you.
Come on.
Let's talk about round 1, folks. Can't believe I missed. It is going to be James's turn.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what we're looking at. So they opened
Did
the
I
door.
not open the...
Nope.
I don't think you revealed anything.
All right, shut your mouth. Don't embarrass me in front of my friends.
Oh, it's truly horrific.
Do you want to see what they look like? Ready? That's what they look like.
Me, why won't you play with me? Me.
I can't help but notice there's a second face in its hydrocephalic head.
There is. Oh,
Yes.
choose life.
You didn't mention the second face in the head.
Did I not mention the second face? Has anyone seen my mama?
James, you're up.
Kill this fucking thing. Kill it.
James will try to fire a crossbow bolt at it.
This is the most fun I've ever had.
He'll try to fire a crossbow bolt at it.
Okay.
14 to hit.
Okay, and you're way the hell over there shooting through people. It just misses. They're inside of that closet. Not a great.
And he'll reload the crossbow.
Reload the crossbow. Okay. Good for you and your crossbow. Okay, I think it is James's turn.
He'll fire his crossbow.
I'm sorry. That's James's turn now.
That's going to be a 19 to hit.
It was supposed to be Sheila's turn first.
He's been drinking. He doesn't.
Shut up! I screwed up. All right. Everybody, shut up! I got really excited doing the voice.
What's up, all right?
It was supposed to be Sheila, then you. You're done. You're done for the night. Sheila, you're up.
Sheila's like, as he's really freaked out for probably the first time ever. This is really fucked up.
Are you my mama?
That's.
Well, we can be thankful we found the line.
That was it.
Yes.
Stop! Get it out of there!
Look at both sets of my teeth.
Stop! This is my computer! Get it off of my screen! I own it!
It horrified me for a second.
I have rights. All right, so Sheila takes a 5-foot step back.
Okay.
Takes a bomb off of his bandolier.
Oh, yeah.
Takes it, tosses it.
Dunzo. In a closed room.
9.
9.
Square?
Yeah. Yes.
Touch AC.
No, it misses.
Okay.
So you try to hit it, and it just misses completely. Let's find out what square it ends up in.
Oh, I rolled. Funny thing, I didn't bring any dice. With all the
lost
confusion,
any luggage?
Thank you. 6.
6. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It lands right behind you. Oh no, you're here. Right
behind.
Right behind you, which would affect you, and I don't think it affects Tiny Murder Clown, but that should roll a reflex save to avoid the splash damage. Yeah?
Wait, wouldn't it be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 around the target rather than around me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Thank you.
So best friend instead?
Actually, truly, is around the target.
Yeah, so it's right here. So it affects best friend and Sheila.
Yes. And them.
Well, at least it's both
And
of
him.
us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we
But-
all roll reflex saves?
Yes.
Something we haven't done in 7 shows.
Yeah.
What is the DC of that save to avoid taking any damaggio?
The DC of my bomb is, I literally just had it. It is
My dog ate my homework.
16. It is 16.
Okay, so this creature fails. And
good.
And takes what?
So he takes minimum damage,
Which is?
5.
5. Okay. And there are 2 creatures in there, and
No,
they
6.
6.
Yeah, 6 points of damage.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
How about 7?
Yeah.
Show me 7.
Wait, Skid, did you say you didn't bring dice?
8 points of damage. No, I did. I brought so many dice, but somehow almost none of them made it into this bag, which is the one I brought to the venue.
I believe there are dice on sale.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Anyone want to loan me some dice?
Oh my God, look at this.
Wow.
Immediately. From the researcher table, everybody.
Right.
Give it up for the library. Look at these nerds.
How the hell did he lift those dice with those huge arms? He just cleaned and jerked those dice up to Skid's hands. It is their turn, and they are going to go after best friend and Sheila. The first one here just comes out and is like, and tries to bite Sheila with a 14 against your regular AC.
That is a miss.
Okay.
There you go, Sheila.
That was that one. And then this one here, because there's two of them, goes after B friend. 18.
Exactly best friends AC. So he cowers behind his shield, and still this thing's find a way to just nibble at his face.
A couple things are gonna happen.
Oh, mother.
You just take 1 point of damage.
By the way, have you been doing my other disease wrong? I've
worry
seen
about your
rumors of
disease.
it.
You're fine.
Okay, let me just.
You'll live forever. However, as this thing lurches out of that nest made with other empty jars of embalming fluid and a desiccated corpse, it bites you and then attaches to your body.
No!
And just starts sucking at you.
Do I have a roll or no?
Let me tell you something. You don't take the grappled condition. It does.
Okay.
But
Because it's so small?
Yeah, well, it's just this weird power that it has.
Oh, it's weird.
Considered grappling, but you are not.
Okay.
You can attack or grapple as normal, or try to break this attach ability. But
It's on my face?
Yeah, we'll say it's on, like, right between your neck and your cheek.
Oh,
no. It just kind of like... And lurched onto you. It latched onto you. Do me a favor and roll... Shut up. Roll a fortitude save.
Well, let me try out... Skid, may I? May I try out these...
Be my guess.
These CrossFit nerds dice. All right, let's see what happens. 18 on the die! 22 total, baby.
You seem to be just fine, old buddy. That was their turn. That really sucked. It is... Speaking of sucked, Mrs. O'Lady, everybody.
Okay, I will do a mind thrust on the one that has latched on to best friend.
Okay.
Be
All right,
very
so that one
careful
is-
with your aim, please.
Yes. Do you have an automatic hit on that? Like it's kind of
Roll
like
a will save.
Oh, great.
Like a magic missile? What kind of save am I talking about?
That's a will save.
You're a will save. How about a 20, brah?
Yeah, you pass. So you take 5 points of damage.
Ooh.
Wow.
5 points of damage, you say. Well,
Yes, and then I stand up.
here's the good news. You kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However,
Go on.
as you destroy it with that mind thrust, remember it had a giant head, so you're like, it starts to swell and then just like, this fleshy sludge explodes from its head.
Cronenberg, no. Stop.
Anyone adjacent to that creature, roll a fortitude save.
Is this fucking Existence?
Best friend
It is.
and Sheila.
I was thinking scanners.
All right,
Very
scanners.
Cronenberg.
Reflex?
Fortitude.
Fortitude. 12.
Yeah, reflex. 12. What about you, Sheila?
4.
Yes. So you see this thing just go, plop, and you get nauseated. You're like, oh God. And you're nauseated for one round, which, by my calculations, means you can only take a move action and cannot attack, cast spells, or concentrate. Hey, Eric, who makes these GM screens? These are fantastic.
You know, they're only getting better with Pathfinder 2nd Edition, which releases today. Oh,
Second edition? You mean there's another edition of this game?
With a
Those
better
guys could lift it because they've been working out. Thing weighs 50 pounds.
It's one bulk.
It's one.
Well, technically, it's one
bulk. It's Tiny Murder Clown's turn. One of these things has been exploded, and it exploded. But you see, Sheila is like holding it back.
I think I'm gonna chanda.
So when you say one of these things has exploded, is there the second face? Is that still showing signs of life?
No, there's two of these creatures.
Oh.
One was on the shelf that pushed that horn-like tumor
I
at Sheila.
see.
The other one just lurched out of the
There's two of them.
nest.
Right, I see that. You may look young and undeveloped and perhaps macrocephalic, but you look delicious. And I'm going to run up and do a punishing kick.
Ooh.
Which I should say is a second level hungry ghost power, which means Joe's character never got to do this. I'm going to.
That's a fact.
It's like he made a character just to continue shitting on my old character.
It's like that, yes.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
That's exactly what he did. I just realized.
Oh, like for real. The moment where you're like, dudes, I studied the martial arts handbook. I'm like, I'm fucking that guy. Okay. So
I really did.
I know. I appreciate that. $13.99 Paizo.com.
You're a dream crusher.
I am going to. I'm gonna fucking kick this guy. Let's do it. I rolled a
punishing kick.
I rolled a 17. Does that hit?
It sure does.
Oh yeah, crush it.
Well, that's fantastic. So here's the thing. He's going to do some damage, normal damage on this unarmed strike. Hold on 2 seconds. Okay, it's not a lot. Tiny Murder Clown, most important word is tiny. He does 2 points of damage.
2 points of damage?
Yeah. But here's the deal, yo.
A couple things are going to happen.
I'm pushing that, bro, 5 feet in a direction of my choice.
Ooh. Okay, you can push him basically up against the wall of the closet.
Up against the wall, child! I will respect no insolence.
So he goes back there.
Yeah. Does he die from the 2 points of damage?
He doesn't.
Damn.
In fact, I made a grave error with your mind thrust, as they are immune to mind affecting effects.
Oh, no! Shizzle shazzle.
But that's on me.
That's true.
That's on me. So
he
he's
has a
still
huge
dead.
mind and they're immune.
They're immune because
it's just rude.
I'll tell you later why. But that's on me.
I mean, technically, Troy, you do get a fortitude save to see if you're pushed 5 feet away. I don't know why you would want
12.
to. No, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured fuck me.
Yep.
Best friend.
Best friend wipes the ichor and just gore that exploded off of his face. But he holds back the vomit because he already
Like,
emptied
I thought they
his
were
stomach.
immune to mind affecting effects.
And can he reach out against the wall? I mean, I'm adjacent to the square. Can I reach out and attack him?
Yeah.
All right, here he comes.
Get him, dude.
+1 dagger.
Get him, dude.
Get that baby.
13 to hit.
AC 13.
Yeah!
Roll DiMaggio.
7 points of damage.
Question: what kind of damage?
Piercing and slashing.
Well, Eric softened him up. He dies. However,
roll.
Tiny Murder Clown and Best Friend roll a save that doesn't matter. You'll be nauseated for 1 round.
Is this to avoid like ichor and stuff like that?
It's a void. It goes again, and this fleshy sludge goes everywhere.
I voluntarily fail my save, and I just take as much of that in the mouth as possible. And I'm just like, soul, 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 soul. And as I say that, it's spitting out. It's even grosser.
Oh my God.
So you eat the fleshy, exploding undead brain of this creature.
Oh, it's so delicious. Stem cells. Woo!
What did you roll?
That's good.
Well, I mean, I was just going to say we all really liked and respected Eric before that happened. No, just kidding.
I don't know. I respect him even more. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, thank you. I have stem cells.
Yeah, you'll live forever. 11.
Christopher.
11. All right, so you fail, and just as Sheila is coming to and like breaking his nausea, you start getting nauseous, and then 6 seconds later, it goes away.
And then we all like vomit in succession.
Yeah.
It's a form of brotherhood.
Yeah.
It's really freaky that you ran right up to Sheila, almost kicked him in the face, knocked this thing against the wall, and then it exploded, and you ate its insides and yelled, souls! Oh my God.
This is like Meet the Feebles
Wait,
or something. This is so fucked up.
I don't understand. What's weird?
He's from the West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys do now?
You gonna tell us why the interesting reason why they were immune to mind affecting effects, and you made a grievous error?
Roll a knowledge religion check.
All right.
23.
All right, so they're undead. Oh. So that mind thrust shouldn't have worked. I don't think it would have mattered. I think it would have made short work of them. However, Best Friend did take a little bit of damage. They're these undead, like, you can tell that they were fetuses that once lived in these jars as perhaps specimens, because they had the hydrocephalus that maybe someone was studying. But the whole closet is full of these specimens. They look like haphazardly placed, almost like someone or something brought them there. And it almost felt like the tumor, that horn-like tumor that was thrown at you, was like it was almost like there was a little society, and the tumor was cast out from their little society.
God.
What?
Oh, man.
Yeah, and there's also a dissected body of a human being that's created this nest for these people.
Mrs. O'Lady exhorts the group to stand back, and then she will mage hand the jars up against the wall to smash them all.
Yeah, and maybe one of them just kind of goes like this.
You're smashing all of them? This is someone's collection.
Oh, God.
How rude. A collection is a gnome's favorite possession.
What's your collection?
Souls! I only have 2. The rat creature and that stupid half-orc.
It's a full orc, man.
He looked full orc!
Not anymore.
Pretty human
so
to me.
strong and beautiful.
Now he's an un-orc.
Round ears.
An ex-orc.
Ex-orc.
Light green at best.
Can we do a heal check on the dead body to learn a little bit more about its demise?
Yeah.
All right, great. 19.
All right, it looks like it was dragged into here. You see like a mucus-like substance on the floor that leads all the way up to the closet, and it goes back to the doorway that you walked into. And now as you look, it goes out into the hallway where you guys first came in. You didn't notice it the first time, but you also see that it's clear that this body was dragged from another room back back kind of in the area where you found Tiny Murder Clown and Jenny Two Tails.
Yeah.
So it probably came from one of those other rooms. It was dragged into here, and
It was It wasn't crawling under its own power.
no. It was dragged into here, possibly by these tiny fetuses.
Oh my God.
Dissected and honored in a weird way.
I believe the children are our future.
I believe the children are... the only thing I'm trying to figure out, we had that nice long description we got from researching the library that the physical and magical experimentations on mental illness and just general psychiatric care cease to exist here,
Right.
in modern times or in recent times.
100 years back.
100 years. What I want to know is that these weird collections, the weird like removal of things that we've seen, seems to contradict that, obviously. But I just want to know: is there a way we can tell how old this collection of weird?
Right. Is it something that happened after the asylum fell?
Right.
Or is it something they were doing when the asylum was in full normal operation?
It appears that
It's an
this was
important
something that was happening while the asylum was still active.
Recently.
Twisted motherfuckers.
You realize that we as a society now keep specimens like this to study and dissect and examine. We still have Einstein's brain.
Yeah, but it isn't like creating new theories. It's sitting in a jar like
It's also not dragging bodies into a room with it
and biting
nesting
people
inside them.
and making them throw up.
Matthew, do you know how Einstein died? It wasn't in an asylum like this and murdered by weird little creatures.
It was a guy punched him after.
Yeah, he got punched really hard at a
He's
conference.
like, I'll flex my stomach, and no, he died.
Yeah. That was Houdini, I think. But
Houdini, right? I'm sorry.
yeah.
I knew it was a magic guy.
it was one of those guys. Yeah.
I knew it was a magic guy.
I knew it was a wizard.
Yeah.
Some wizard.
Autoerotic asphyxiation is how Einstein
I think
died.
you're right. I think
That's
you're
how
right.
Einstein
Yes.
died.
He could master the universe, but he could not master self-control.
Should we do some research on Einstein right now? Return to the library.
Return to the library.
You look in this closet and you feel like you need more information. If you search the body of the thing, you find some vials of alchemist fire.
Ooh.
How many?
6 flasks.
Oh, if you give me 3, I'll juggle them.
You also find some serviceable lab coats of the doctors that worked in the asylum that don't seem to be stained by all the shit going on in here.
Are they white?
They are white. Yeah.
Gross.
Clean white. You could bloody them.
I wonder if we put these on.
As a disguise?
Yes, if we came across, I don't know, inmates that are lost or fearful, they might think we're friends.
But there's only 3, James. Who will be the doctors and who would be the
You,
infirm?
obviously. You're out.
You're the patient in case we have to keep up the ruse.
Yes.
Like you're the Wookiee to our stormtroopers.
I'll be your Wookiee, baby.
All right.
You'll be the Wookiee of the year.
Be a Wookiee, baby.
All right, I'll put on a lab coat.
I'll put on a lab coat.
All right,
I think, yeah.
We got 2 lab coats.
How many are there?
As many as you want.
Oh, really?
I also
No, there's
wear
half
one.
a dozen. There's half a dozen.
Oh yeah,
We all
wear-
put them on.
All right,
Yep.
so you all. I'm a doctor.
You said there were 3.
You need to take 2 of these. So you guys goof off for a little bit, and then what do you do?
You need to take your medication.
I think you have a hernia.
We can say take 2 of these and call me in the morning and quote Batman and Robin again.
Yes. That was the scene I auditioned with.
Oh no!
Really?
Yeah, but I went off book.
What did you say?
I said, call me in the morning and take 2 of these.
Oh no! Joel Schumacher hates that.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
Not the
He hates
Schumacher
riffing.
way.
He wants you to
that.
stay on book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a real
Your audition left
rapscallion.
me cold.
That audition was ice cold.
It's an ice cold reading.
You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and even a 5th door way up. What do you want to do?
Let's continue Sheila's method.
Sheila's method of exploring everything.
Methodically.
Methodically.
Explore endlessly, only to return home.
We don't want to just push the action north.
And as we're
We
going,
know that's where he is. Why are we dilly-dallying in these silly side rooms, exposing ourselves to horrible dangers
We are north.
that are unnecessary?
We are north of our previous location. For all we know, he was in this closet.
Did you see that baby thing? That's the coolest thing I've seen since I got here.
Yeah, we could have missed it completely if
Yeah.
we'd gone your way.
He had a big head and it pulsed.
I threw up several times. It wouldn't have happened at all if we'd have gone just north of the
Do you feel better now?
Best friend, open this door. Do it quickly.
Aye, Captain. And best friend casts a blessing of fervor on himself for 6 points of healing on the way there, because that's what Grant would do.
Right.
Best friend opens the door.
That's what
All right, so you open this first door.
Get to the show.
So you open the door. Oh boy, let me tell you about this room. There are 2 desks in this room.
No.
No.
shit.
Dun dun dun.
No.
They're crammed into a crowded office. Okay. It looks like more space has been dedicated to filing cabinets, bookshelves, and stacks of loose research. Than actual room for the people that occupied and worked in this room. Despite the cramped nature of this room, there's enough room, you would think, for 2 people to work closely here, as evidenced by the 2 dead bodies in lab coats.
Oh, man.
Jesus.
Just slumped over their desk.
Oh, man. Well, more lab coats. We got more coats.
That's good.
What do you do?
Take the coats.
Leave the gun. Take the
James
coats.
is going to slowly step into the room and grab one of the heads. Just slowly lift it up.
Roll a perception check.
You roll a perception.
All right, I will.
13.
Natural 1. You just... It's a dead human female.
How long dead?
How long dead?
Heal.
Nailed it.
I'll heal too.
19 heal.
19
20.
heal. It appears like sometime in the last 48 to 72 hours.
Any other evidence of what might have killed them? Any lacerations, wounds, anything like that?
Anybody else want to roll perception?
Sure.
18.
15.
Not worth reporting.
All right. 18 and 15. It looks like they were slain by blows to the back of the head, but...
Isn't that what happened
Yeah.
to the people with the masks
Blunt
in the other
force
room?
trauma,
It was
yeah.
blunt.
But there's
By the
no
way-
masks on these 2.
Did we ever look at? I don't remember if we found what the masks like. Were they like Halloween masks, or were they just like?
No, they were like
sackcloth?
bags.
They were
okay.
bags
Yeah.
and sheets, yeah.
All right, sorry.
Can we look at what's going on the desk? Anything of interest there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can I-
roll a separate perception just looking at the documents and files.
26.
Okay, that's enough. It looks like most of the documents and files here are related to mundane asylum duties and unremarkable psychological evaluations. However, as you start digging through them, you find a thick yew wand etched with the symbol of Sarenrae hidden in the back of the eastern desk.
The thick what?
Yew.
It's a wood.
What about me?
It's you. It's a yew wand.
Oh no!
It's just a giant skid.
Oh, you. That's the wood, the tree.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
And there's a piece of twine wrapped around it, connecting a note that reads, "Mr. Lance, this is a place of science, not faith. Keep your religion at home."
Is it magical?
Sure is.
Can I identify it?
Yeah, spellcraft?
Yeah.
25.
Joe, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 13.
Matthew knows. Joe, I'd like you to leave the room. It's a wand of bless. It's a wand of bless with 18 charges.
Whoa! Best
that's
friend,
awesome.
can you cast that?
Yeah, best friend.
Troy,
Yes.
I'm really struggling here.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
How the hell do you guys drink so much beer during these games? And not have to
disturbing,
piss
isn't it?
like 3 times during
That's
the
why the
3-hour game.
curtain runs lower. I'm just urinating the entire time.
I'm going to think about that.
I pissed 3 or 4 times.
He just hooks up his catheter as soon as he sits down.
It's the guy's second GCP live.
He doesn't know. He doesn't get it.
Like a rookie.
Be nice to him. I think we found all.
We're very sick. What do you guys want to do? It seems like you've another scene of just pure death.
Your methodology, Sheila. Where does it take us next? To the east or to the west?
I say we go to the east and check out this door over there on the eastern wall.
To the east it is, best friend.
Yes, James, shut the fuck up. And best friend walks over to the door, doesn't even expect it because he is angry at James, and opens it.
Show me which door. This one here.
Yeah, that one here.
That one here. What's everybody else done?
Waiting.
It's a skate or something.
More desks.
It's a ghost.
More desks.
Horseshoe crab.
All right, so pretty much best friend is leading the charge into this next room. You see another ruined office. The room's sagging ceiling rests largely upon a pair of sturdy bookshelves. So imagine the ceiling is like caving in, but the caving in stops thanks to the height of these bookshelves. You see a desk and a set of chairs skirting the edge of a sizable fissure in the floor that looks like it leads underground.
And best friend approaches the fissure cautiously with his shield up and his +1 dagger out, and he casts light on his shield because he knows it might be dark down there, and he peeks over the edge.
You peek over the edge, and you can see that the cracks in the floor are large enough for, at least in Pathfinder terms, a small creature to squeeze through in some places, but you can tell that it grows narrower the deeper it goes down. A casual investigation like the one you're doing reveals droppings and other unsavory smears.
Ooh, oh wow.
Tiny murder clown, this seems like your area of expertise. Please investigate.
And as you're standing there,
there he is.
Here he comes.
We need you, buddy.
It was fantastic.
You just hear,
Just stop, please.
I don't like that noise you're making.
as 2 dire rats explode out from the area.
Oh my god.
Rats have souls too. Take it from me.
But as the 2 dire rats explode out at best friend, Sheila feels a tap on her shoulder.
No!
Her shoulder.
I'm a
on
man.
his shoulder.
No!
Just a little dun, dun, that starts to feel like electricity going through you.
No!
We should probably finish this on Saturday, right?